Welcome to JMR Talks. Today we'll be discussing about the concept of human resources, its importance, and in the current situation, how to handle this much valued human resource, which alone is capable of providing the required cutting edge to the corporates. Now, what is a resource? When we say resource, the first thing that comes to our mind is something which is existing in nature, which has utility. I mean, the productive capacity. When we talk about four factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization. So each and every factor has some utility to what we call contribute. Now, when we say human resource, are we referring to the entire population of the country? 139 crores or so? No. When we refer to human resource, we refer to the working age group, 15 to 65, the group which is capable of contributing. What is so special about human resource? Look at all other resources, be the technology, be the human resources, anything. In today's world, all other resources are either available, accessible, or affordable. The kind of technology Infosys has, the TCS can acquire, the kind of infrastructure which Gemini is having, the other IT company can have it. So what is that which provides cutting edge, or what is that resource which will help the companies to what we call flourish, prosper? It is the talented human resource. Of course, when we talk about capital, normally three types of capital come to our mind. Number one, customer capital. Second, structural capital. And third is what we call human capital. What is customer capital? If the company takes care of its customers in a proactive manner, leading to creation of customer experience, the customers become loyal to them. Like I'm very loyal to Brook Bond Red Label Tea. So that becomes the capital for the company. What is structural capital? Say one gentleman wishes to buy a two-bedroom flat. Then his friends informs him, "Hey, look, some construction activity is going on beside my house, and I have seen the builder. He is known for his quality. He doesn't compromise on what we call standards and all that. Why don't you look at him?" And this guy looks at that apartment under construction, quite satisfied. He buys, and through him the word what spreads. His name, what I call I mean, floats around. So people keep on buying him. So that means he being committed to certain standards, certain values, quality, that becomes his structural capital. Say, for instance, a company has excellent, outstanding HR practices, say Southwest Airlines or Zappos, where the people find the environment so inspiring, isn't it? So that itself is a kind of structural capital. But think of a situation where either customer capital or structural capital is possible without human capital. No, you need human capital to create structural capital or customer capital. Frederick Taylor, the father of scientific management, focused more attention on productivity, how to improve the productivity with a given effort. Then came Hawthorne experiments. For the first time, has thrown light on the importance of people, their emotions, their aspirations, etc., etc. So the focus, slowly shifted from productivity to what I call, people, taking care of people, etc. But some of us may not be aware that it was Theodore W. Schultz, the Nobel laureate in economics, who way back in 60s spoke about the need to focus on human resource. Though he didn't use the word human resource, he was referring to that as labor. So he picked up a typical two-factor production function, wherein he said, if you go on investing in capital without investing in labor, certain growth, certain development is possible. But beyond a point, no further development, no further growth is possible unless and until you invest in what we call labor, or what we call today human resource. Extending the analogy, he said, if you have two countries, both of them are equally endowed with natural resources. If one is literate, other is not. He said the country with literate population will advance faster. We all heard about Nanamurthy sir, one of the founder of Infosys. Look at his statement. After 4:30, the net worth of my company is zero. So what happens, after 4:30 in the evening? Yeah, because all the human resources, all the people working at Infosys, they leave. You have the state of the technology building, state of the technology, machines, etc., etc. But unless until you have the people who could put them, these to use, no value is either created, communicated, or what I call, delivered. Fine, this apart. Do we have any latest proof to show that the human resource is very, very important and companies need to pay attention to that? Yes. We have Jason Jennings, an author, a speaker who visited more than 2,20,000 companies, interviewed around 80,000 CEOs, managing directors, entrepreneurs, and he found that the only differentiator for a company is its human resource. Mind you, he authored some of the best books, and his 2001 HarperCollins New York Times bestseller, It's Not the Big That Eat the Small, is a fast that eat the slow. So this comment saying that human resource is the only differentiator is coming from a company who is competent enough to say that, having visited so many companies, having interacted with so many CEOs as such. That's fine. So given this importance of human resource in a competitive world of today, what we call a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. What is that managers need to do? Because managers play a key role in creating an environment which is strong and vibrant, where people could come and willing to give their best. Dr. T.V. Rao, the father of human resource development concept, he says managers need to focus on three C's, 24 by 7, 365 days. And what are those three C's? Culture, commitment, and competency. Now, this speaks volumes about the importance of human resources and what managers in particular and the management in general, they need to do. Nowadays, people are talking about great resignation. So why? People are, leaving their jobs. Is it that, they don't wish to work? No, they don't. They wish to work, but why they are leaving? Maybe they are missing something. Gone are those days when companies used to emphasize on physical health. But today, because of the COVID and the consequent stress it created in the minds of the people, companies are paying attention to mental health. That's fine, yeah, good. So, given this vital importance or role of human resources, what is that company needs to do? What sort of approach, companies need to adopt so that optimum utilization of human resources take place, organizations continue to flourish in a competitive world of today. The first one, keeping employees happy. We all are familiar with Maslow's, theory of hierarchy or hierarchy of needs. You have physiological, safety, love, belonging, esteem, self-actualization. But once the basic needs are, fulfilled, like, we say roti, kapda or makan, then the employee will not be motivated any further. Now, thanks to the younger generation who are going to, occupy a major chunk of the total population in the times to come, we have to keep one thing in mind, that these basic needs no longer going to motivate, them as such. Gone are those days. Like, Milton Friedman said, money alone matters. Money does matter, but money alone may not matter to the young people. Second, be with the dreams and aspirations. We keep talking about aligning the personal goals with that of, organizational goals, or providing a compelling vision, an inspiring purpose, wherein you are able to show reason why they need to give their best to the organization, because the growth of, themselves is linked to the growth of the organization. So that is possible only when we are able to show them what is the need for them. Once we are able to understand them, know them fully, then there will be an excellent chance to build a powerful force as such. Let us not forget one thing: a sound mind resides in a sound body. So, if we can provide a compelling vision, a vision which inspires them, a vision which assures them that their growth in itself is linked to the organizational growth, I'm sure, I have not even a iota of doubt that they'll hesitate to give their best as such. We'll continue this in our next talk. Thank you.